are grant sponsors. And I know them personally, not all of them. And I want to meet everyone. Because I've got a lot of questions to ask everybody. Every region's different. Every unique situation is different. So how does this tie into MSA? Well, I'm not much on structure. My 5th grade teacher told me that. You better stay in the equipment, pal, because you're not going to make it in the big tech world. So I don't like to do much structure, so I'm going to do just a little quick read here. I've got here, under the present conditions, a lot of the grant sponsors are not happy. I'm not saying everyone, because there's some grant sponsors think that the program's great the way it is. I'd like to know what the hell they're smoking, because it's out there, unless they're in a situation that's great, and I got to get there because I want to see how they're doing it, because I'm confused there a little bit. With trail permits at $25, we, as a program, picked up 7 brand new groomers last year. I think there's 158 groomers total in a program, and I may be off a wee bit, but I think I'm pretty close. 158. Up until last year, we have replaced anywhere from 18 to 28 groomers per season, so we can rotate them through. Because we all understand that mechanical only lasts so long. It has to be changed over. As grant sponsors, we understand that. I think it took Bill and I 2.5 years to get the people in Lansing to understand we don't need a damn cab. What we need is responsible equipment for each region. We don't, that magical number, $150,000, was a number that is way out of line. Because let's face it, the cost of the equipment has gone up. What we need is each region or each grant sponsors had these equipment. They know what they need. Now we're not going to buy a 1,000 Tucker to replace a 2,000 Tucker. That's ludicrous. We're not going to spend 48. We're not going to buy that huge tractor where that grant sponsor has been using a medium tractor just for the sake of having a bigger tractor. Them guidelines are there. We already know what's going on. And I don't think there's a grant sponsor out there that's going to do that. Because they understand the dollars and cents of the programs. It's hard. There's grant sponsors out there right now that have old equipment that needs to be replaced. High snow area, obviously. The equipment is used more, it needs to be replaced. But everybody has issues with the equipment. The amount of hours on the equipment varies from year to year. I can give you just a quick synopsis here. Last year we groomed 18,000 miles, 18,298 miles. I had a lot of grooming. For some, Grand Marais, Keweenaw, that was not as much. Grand Marais, you got 27,000, something like that. Keweenaw, you guys must be close to there. So, you know, and then this year, we had 16 weeks of snow. Downstate, there was a lot of snow. Matter of fact, Jordan Valley, you guys groomed
18,161.
Just as much as we did in the UP. So them numbers are real. The equipment is needed to be bought. And I'm going to come back to that trail permit. Trail permit's $25. Right now, that trail permit, $25. That groom is about 8 miles. Your buddy right next to you can buy a trail permit. That's another 8. That's another 8 miles. So if I groom 8 miles out, I can come back with you and your buddy ride. And that's why I talk to some of these snowmobilers to see we don't need to raise a trail permit. We have to do something. Because like I just said, 7 groomers were bought last year. Right now, it looks on the book, or,
If you bought 7 groomers a year, and there's 158 groomers in the system, it would take you 22 and a half years to replace them.
I can mark that one off. Thanks, Orv. But that's true. And that's,
Replace every groomer, every 5 years, you'd have to replace 32 groomers a year.
Right.
Just so everybody knows what you're talking about. I don't
Okay.
mean to interrupt.
no, that's great, thanks. Because it's, the numbers out there, if you don't stop and think of them, you're not gonna know. And that average snowmobiler doesn't understand. Okay? And I'm not gonna beat this trail permit forever, that's not the whole reason I'm up here. That's a lot of it, because I wanna talk about, we've got some other issues to talk about. But to say we don't need a trail permit increase, somebody's gonna have to show me some different numbers, because the numbers are there. Now, when you do that, how do you make sure that the DNR doesn't pull any more money out of the trail permit if we raise the trail permit? You can't shoot them because that's against the law. Okay? You can't hang them. Okay? But legislation can stop. Right now, they're taking 28% to manage a program that we get as grant sponsors, 7.2 million. I'm just throwing rough numbers out. It's a little different than that. RTP funds. That's federal dollars that comes to the state for trails. The federal government tells the state, you get 5% to administer that program. 5%, 28%. Dude, not again, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I see something wrong here. You know, as a snowmobiler and a grant sponsor, I could say, you know, I can peel this skin, I can say 10%. I can understand the DNR needing 10%. Because, hey, let's face it, it's a federal, it's a state government, and dollars and cents cost a bit more than private stuff, so I can say, okay, 10%. So if we pulled 18% of that money back into the program, we're talking right around 9 to 10 groomers. It's a hell of a lot of groomers. It's a lot of money. Okay? Jim Dickey sat down and went down to Lansing and spoke with the DNR on the funding. And my elevator has a hard time getting to the top floor at times. So I'm going to let Jim talk about a little bit of dollars and cents that he talked to him. Because there's more than just $2.2 million coming out of the DNR. There's another $444,000 that comes out through that segment. Jim, you want to give him a quick spiel?
I didn't bring any of that stuff with me.
Well, surprise, surprise, yeah. I run by the seat of my pants, it's a lot better that way. Okay, well, let me give you a little bit of history numbers here. Bruce, or excuse me, never mind, Bruce. Bill, you want to take a stab at this before I do, or?
No, you go right ahead.
I love it when he puts me on the spot, damn it. I'm trying to pass the buck and he hands me
Who
back.
puts who on the spot?
I will agree that the number is 444,000, other departments take out.
Okay, there you go. I was right. Again, I'm not here to bore you guys, but I'm just trying to give you a little background, just a wee bit so we understand. I guess what I'm trying to get into is Michigan Snowmobiling Association is a state association. There's a lot of clubs out there that are very important. Local clubs are very important. You know, we have my little club in Seney. We have about 156 members. 6 of them are active. The other 150, when they come through my motel or any business in town, we try to say, want to become a member of Seney? Someone give us $25. We'll give you a hat. You know, it's like, that's how we get our members. And there's a lot of clubs that way out there. You know, sometimes when you start looking at grooming entities, grant sponsors, people get lost in the shuffle saying, well, that's just a snowmobile club. They just want to groom their trails to make it great for themselves. Well, maybe years ago. Years ago, we used to groom 3 days a week.